Hey, Jake.
Hey, Brad. So from what I remember, it was between, I'd say a month or two ago,
Okay.
kind of out of nowhere. I feel like you were just like, what's with girls named Corey? And I was kind of like,
I did?
it was something along those lines. I'm
Okay.
just like, or like how they always spell their name or something like that. And I was like, I think it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. And then this past week episode, you said something like, also, I mean, this kid in Hattie's class, his name was Tommy. What's up with that?
Tommy.
Adult Tommies?
No, yeah.
Rachel's brother is named Tommy, and he is married to a woman named Corey.
No way.
Yeah.
Sucks for them, man. What are they going to name their kid? Flabby? Boopy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hi. Is this the one that's pregnant?
Yeah, big time.
So they're about to have their kid. What do you think? What's the kid's gonna be named?
Something that you don't agree with.
Floppy?
Yeah, Tabby.
It's just like the Seven Dwarfs. Tommy, Corey, and the Seven Dwarfs.
Tommy, Corey. Yeah, hopefully they are gonna have 7.
Dopey?
Iowa, Dopey.
Grumpy? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Does he go by Tommy? Tommy boy?
I think he introduced himself to me as Tom, but when I hear the family talk about Tom, it's like, yeah, Tommy.
It's endearing.
Yeah, Tommy. So
I don't remember the Corey thing, but I believe it. I mean, I'm there. I don't like it when it's like it's traditionally, I'm going to get in so much trouble for this because people are gonna be like, well, my name's Shannon. I'm a guy. It's like, that sucks. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't like it when it's like very clearly like Shannon could be a guy's name. Shannon Sharp. Yeah. Very famous,
like a girl
professional male
girl
person.
named Tyler or something like that.
Sure.
You're out on that.
But Tyler is 95% a guy's name. And it's like, let's keep it that way. Let's not. I don't care if you spell Tyler. I don't even know how you'd spell that differently. Tielur.
Yeah. Fun.
Like that's a girl spelling, I guess. Doesn't matter. It's still Tyler. It's bad. I don't like it.
So Tommy and Corey, I think if you have a girl, Steven would be a pretty name. And if you have a guy, what do you want to name him, Brad?
Lacey. I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast.
We are back with another episode.
Jake's tightening that belt.
No,
loosen that belt.
I'm undoing the belt.
He's getting comfy, baby.
I'm undoing the belt. Yeah, gonna be a good episode. The
One of
belt
those
is
days?
loose. Yeah.
You've been eating a lot of good food?
I switched up what I ordered from Chili's today, so maybe.
Switched up completely, like never had this before, or just was like, hey,
We
we
went-
usually get the Cajun chicken pasta. I'm going chicken crispers this time.
Yeah, we went back to 2020 Chili's
Okay.
today.
Okay.
2021, I really hit my stride with the chicken Cajun pasta.
Mhm.
And then I was like, what about those loaded boneless wings?
Hello.
Remember those? And they have some bacon bits on them. So, which is fun because Isaac and I talked about going to Topgolf tonight. So I could throw up 2 Topgolfs
That's
in a
what
row.
I do. That's what I do.
I go to Topgolf and I throw up. That's my thing. So
Okay.
tonight could be the night again.
Maybe do some roller coaster rides beforehand on the VR stuff.
I did just see Isaac Venmo'd me, 90 seconds ago. And he Venmo'd me $35. And the Venmo description said Pebble Beach, which I think means that he was playing virtual reality golf.
Oh, okay.
Really wanted a new golf course and spent $35 on a virtual course. He's going to play 3 more times.
You know what I like about Isaac and you? You both just ball out, right? Like
always have, always will.
you guys are just ballers, man. You know,
Such ballers.
$35.
I think the first course he Venmo'd me for was like $7. So Pebble Beach.
Oh, it was for X Golf the other day, he says.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Okay.
Sorry, Isaac. Oh, that's why you leave the door open.
That's
so
why
Isaac gets to have an opinion, gets to defend himself.
Right before we were about to record, Jake's like, the door's open. Let's keep it open. Isaac will shut it if he needs to. And he didn't. So
That makes way more sense.
because like $7 on a virtual reality or like any kind of electronic, $7 seems so expensive, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that way? Like renting a movie, it's like $3.99. I don't know. But then you go to the movies. I went to the movies this past week with Catherine, and I think we paid $38 or something like that.
Who's your movie guy? I can get you way cheaper
I
movies.
know, right? It was at AMC. It was like one of those like reservations. I don't know, Catherine. We went with Sophie and Peter and Gunnar and Emily. So Sophie bought the tickets and was like, yeah, it's
Hey, can you Venmo me 38? Like, Sophie, can I see a receipt?
Are we sure? It was one of those like theaters that has like the recliners and you have to make a reservation for a seat.
Okay.
But I'm still like, yeah.
For a motion picture?
19-year-old Brad would have had a fit.
What'd you go see?
The new Spider-Man.
Didn't peg you for a Spider Boy.
I'm not necessarily. I will say Spider-Man and Batman are my two
I
favorite.
see you as more of a Mr. Incredible fan.
I do also like Mr. Incredible. Thank you very much. I like any. Hear me out. I was gonna say I like any action hero superhero movie.
I was trying to think of bigger superheroes and I couldn't.
Oh.
That was the only one I could think of.
I
Just gonna rattle off just larger.
You know what?
Mr. Penguin and
I
the
see
old
you as
Batman.
more of a Paul Blart Mall Cop kind of guy.
Really, Spider-Man.
Huh, yeah.
Your favorite Incredible is Dash?
Right. I doubt it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I like superhero movies that obviously they're all very fake, but like I like the ones that seem like they're kind of in real life. Like
Batman.
Like Batman, Spider-Man, really those two are my favorite ones. Like that take place in America in like a normal city, like Gotham, Pittsburgh, and Batman or Spider-Man's New York City. Whereas like Superman, where he goes to Krypton, I'm like, I'm out. I don't need you to be in some intergalactic place.
Now that's silly. That's made up.
That's ridiculous. But this new Spider-Man, so I hadn't seen the previous Spider-Man. I think there's like 3 or 4 with this Tom Holland guy, which kind of reminds me of you. It's just a compliment. He's a stud.
Thank you.
But like this new Spider-Man had some intergalactic stuff going on at some point, and I
you
was
don't
like,
like that.
whoa.
Oh.
Take me back to the Daily Bugle in New York City.
Yeah, let's keep it in the States.
It was so funny because Gunnar and I went and sat next to each other, and we're both like not superhero guys, not sci-fi guys, kind of like you.
You're both together not knowing what's going on.
Well, but we asked Peter, he gave us like a little summary beforehand. So he like told us what was going on. So at least we knew, but like we watched probably 5 or 6 previews, which usually previews are so fun. And every time, I don't know, have we gone to the movies where we do the
thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah,
I taught Rachel to move.
It's a very fun thing to do with your friends, like thumbs up, thumbs down after every preview. Gunnar and I had thumbs down, I think every single preview. And it was like, I told Gunnar, I was like, you know, you're in the wrong movie.
When none of the previews
when
look
all
good.
the previews are like, intended for this audience specifically.
You're like, that's not even close to a movie I would watch.
Oh man, there's like Sonic the Hedgehog. I was like, no way.
Didn't even like the video game.
Oh, I love the video game. But anyway, it was just one of those things where it was like, but the Spider-Man was fun. I liked it.
Okay, good.
Seal of approval from Brad Ellis.
Okay. When you said Batman, it reminded me probably like 3-4 weeks ago or whatever. Rachel didn't come to our basketball game and she was like, what did I miss? And I was like, one thing. And it's like, I don't know if the guys planned this or if they're all just improv comedians. At the same time, I was like, if you remember this, I made a 3 pretty early on in the game.
Of course.
And I think, it was
early and often is what we call you.
Like Rachel had been there the week before. She wasn't there then. And I don't know if you started it, but I feel like the whole team, as we're running back down the court, are quoting Batman and saying, "Where's Rachel?"
Oh, yes, I remember that.
It was like 4 different people saying this. I was like, where did this come? Did you guys plan this? It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Everyone was just saying, "Where's Rachel?" Because Jake's playing so good.
Yeah, that's right. Where's Rachel?
Yeah. Oh, that tickled me so much. And I never thought to bring it up or say anything to you guys. I was
That's
like, what
so
a
funny.
Strange thing out of nowhere.
It's such like an offhanded thing that we just like, like I think probably how it started. I don't remember specifically too much, but I'm sure somebody was like, "Oh man, where's Rachel now?" and something. I probably was like, "Yeah, where's Rachel?"
And then everyone was like barking at it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was a good time.
We won again this week in basketball.
Yeah, we are undefeated, which means we haven't lost.
And which means nothing because Rustin's going to be gone for the actual tournament game. So
I didn't know that.
Oh, you hadn't heard that?
No.
That was like the big news after the game. He's like, I'll be here next week, which is like the week that everyone else is going to be gone.
Yep.
But he's like, but I'm gone the week after. And Scott's like, wait, that's the championship week. Like you should have seen Scott. It was like the star quarterback in high school broke his leg before the state championship. He's like, whoa, you don't understand. Like that's the championship. Like he could not.
What's Rustin doing? Putting out fires?
Oh yeah, apparently he.
Too
soon.
Volunteer firefighter.
He travels like once a month or something for work. So he's down in Houston
On a Monday?
I think like literally one night, like Monday into Tuesday or something like that. Luckily, I'm gonna get in really good shape.
You're gonna be there, yeah.
And I'm gonna be ready to go.
Does he have a brother or something who's like pretty much as good?
He's got a brother.
Yeah, no, got
yeah,
a brother.
Yeah, he's got a brother. No, his brother's good too, but his brother's like a A. Rustin's like an A triple plus. You know what I mean? Like his brother's good. His brother's solid. Like I think he played technically like in college, a little bit like JV college.
Okay.
So he was like on the team.
Cool.
But Rustin, is like point scoring record holder.
Okay.
So,
A little different.
Okay.
So
still probably better than most of us.
Yeah.
But
I don't know where I rank on the triple plus scale. That was a little bit of a confusing way of ranking the two.
I'm sorry. Grades are A, B, C
or A triple plus.
or A triple plus. If you didn't know that, you should
I
know
would
that.
say, I don't know, Rustin's like blue and like his brother's like
magenta, maybe?
like cerulean.
I would say like maybe like more obsidian or like graphite.
Does that help?
You know?
Dude,
Maybe
I was
cyan.
I was looking at pants on Amazon today, and there was a color,
Nice.
and it was like Melignite, and I was like, I don't know. I'd
Melignite?
go to a doctor and get that looked at.
Yeah,
If I got
Malignite.
Melignite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Malignite.
yeah.
What was it?
I could be
was
wrong.
it a dark red?
No, it looked exactly like black, and I was like, huh. I don't know. Let's find these.
Malignite.
Okay, now let's just brace ourselves for when we find out I got the name pretty wrong. Okay. Gosh. This is taking a while. You keep talking, Brad. Let me find this.
Okay, so Malignite originally
Talk about Rustin and his brother.
Rustin and his brother are good. I think Britt is Rustin's older brother, so I think it's also one of those things where it's like he was good in high school, but he's not in high school shape anymore. Like I'm just so in I think, you got it? Melanite.
Still doesn't sound great.
Yeah, because it's melanoma. That's what I think of when I hear that.
What color would you say this is?
Yeah, it's like an obsidian. It's like gray black.
Yeah, off black.
How obsessed are you with online shopping these days?
Dude, I love pants.
I feel like every time I see you, you're wearing something new.
I love pants.
Yeah.
And I love tops.
That's close. That's online shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And today, Trey and I made a video today about like being addicted to Amazon. So we're kind of asking Katie for like some intel.
Mhm.
She was like, "Ooh, a big thing on Amazon is finding like LuluLemon like
Dupes.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so I
sure.
was like, I want to find some dupes.
Sure.
Dupe it up.
Let's dupe.
Yeah, like Tommy and Corey's kid, Doopy. You know, I want to let's get Doopy in here. And I was duping.
So you're gonna try to follow like some fashion bloggers and stuff?
I am not going to
Instagram?
follow some fashion bloggers.
Because I feel like that's how like all the girls find the dupes. They're like,
Really?
you know, this is a dupe, but it fits just like normal, and they're like doing all this stuff. Catherine follows some of them,
Really?
and she's bought a few dupes.
I'm going to become the fashion blogger, I think.
I think that's exactly what I've always thought about you.
Yeah, thanks.
Be a fashion blogger.
That's what I try to like really reiterate to Rachel. Is like, it is crazy the time in my life that you came in at. Like, you only know me as a comedian who like dresses nice.
I had a thought. I was like,
I'm wearing jeans
Did
today.
she inspire it, or was it right before Rachel?
It was right before.
Okay.
So it was like this fall, like early fall.
Were you
I was
just
like,
inspired by like hanging out with Trey on tour? You're like, that's a nice cut shirt. I'm gonna get one of those.
yeah, it was probably a little bit of like starting to notice nicer stuff, but also just being like, everything I own, like my shorts are still maroon from my high school. Like I just need to like not be wearing this anymore.
That's so funny. It just like clicked one day. It was just like,
Just went, oh yeah, I was like 30, age 30.
maybe I shouldn't keep wearing the shorts I've had for 12 years.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
District Champs though, 2009. Pretty cool.
But you still do. I love that you continue. I mean, it was to basketball one time, but those pants that are like sun bleached.
I do.
You still rock those.
Yeah, yeah.
The old
They're
sweatpants.
turning a little Malignite on me. They've got some weird color to
They're like
them.
almost tie dye in one place. Like
Yeah, before tie-dye was kind of in.
Mhm.
I kind of tie-dyed it nature's way
That's
with
right.
the sun in Dallas for a year.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
anyway,
So what happened
You went
to
to
you
the
this
movies.
week? I went to the movies. Yeah, I had a good time there.
Rachel and I saw the Kurt Warner movie.
What'd you think?
It bothered me. He never went shotgun the whole movie. Whether he was in Arena League, whether he was in high school,
Okay.
college. He went to college in Northern Iowa. So I was like, Rachel, this got to be fun, right?
Oh yeah.
She was like, yeah, that's like our old coach. Like I know him, you know,
Okay.
whatever. Even when he was with the Rams, like they never showed him in shotgun.
Did he go in shotgun?
He had to have, right?
I don't know. Shotgun's like a new thing.
No.
I mean, yeah. Like I feel like nowadays it's like 90% shotgun. Like it's almost always shotgun. I don't know. I mean,
could
it was
be-
definitely not like unheard of back then, but it wasn't like as normal as it was today.
It just, once I noticed it, then it was like his career advances. And this dude has not once taken a snap in shotgun. I was like, dude, just like give yourself, because his Arena League team or one of his teams, like
Yeah.
they had a really bad time pass blocking. He was having trouble getting the ball out in time. I was
Okay.
like, dude, get in
Go back there a
shotgun.
little
Just,
farther.
yeah, give yourself some room.
That's funny.
I would keep whispering to Rachel. I was like, they're still not shotgun. She's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like, that's crazy.
I don't
right?
care.
Can you
That's
want a Super
interesting.
Bowl without going shotgun?
It's kind of like there's like certain things that people always do in movies that I'm like, that's not real. Like, do you ever watch people that hold a basketball in movies? Like the way they hold a basketball is like two hands right in front of their chest like this. No one holds a basketball like that.
Oh, that's interesting. Or like the logo's out on drinks. It's like, come on.
Right.
That's a little too perfect.
Like I'm always wondering, like, it's either like like most of the people that acted when I was in high school were kind of unathletic. So I was like, maybe these people literally don't know how to hold a basketball.
They're not all Zac Efrons. They can't do both.
But I'm not convinced that like 0% of actors have played basketball before. And yet they always hold it like this. Or like so often like basketball courts on TV shows are so tiny. Have you ever noticed that?
No.
Like I'm trying to think of
In The Office warehouse. Yeah, that one did not seem the right size.
I'm trying to think of like sitcoms like Fresh Prince and like Saved by the Bell, How I Met Your Mother. Like all these shows that are like big budget shows that could easily afford a bigger,
just go get a basketball court.
bigger court. And it's like always like this tiny little like 1/2, 5/8 style court or something. Anyway, stuff like that.
I always notice how closely people are talking to each other in movies and shows. I'm like, no one ever talks that close to each other.
Interesting.
Unless it's like for a comedic effect. It's like Dwight and Jim or something. But yeah, they're always talking so close. They're sitting so close. The spacing's always a little off in movies and shows. And then just dialogue
like
in general. Yeah, just it was a spacing thing for me. Get a little more space.
I mean, I'm sure that looks way better than if he's back, by himself. I don't know.
Just like,
Something
cinematically, they're like, this looks better. Get his hand underneath there.
If you're a film guy, let us know.
Let us know about why you would go under center every time.
Yeah.
I noticed dialogue too, just in movies and shows. Like, wow, that's so unnatural. Why would they not write it to be like how people actually talk? Or just like how movies, you can just like, the scene's just over. There's a new scene. It's like, okay, that would have been so awkward in person if they just like said all those things and didn't get to cut to a new scene. Because they're both in a car and he just broke up with her, basically. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, now it's the next day at the mall. I want to know the rest of that scene. That's so
happened?
awkward.
Did he drive her home?
Yeah. Silence? What happened?
That's the other thing is sometimes you'll like see something like an argument that they're having and they're like, you know what? We're good. And then they stand up and get out, leave the room. That does not happen. In real life, it's like, whoa, we got to talk about this for a long time now. Like it's like a 2-hour conversation at this point.
Remember, didn't we get a podcast review one time? It was like, I tried to watch the movie Memento, Jake, because you recommended it so much, but it was unrealistic, like, because they never showered or something like that.
Oh yeah,
they were like
it was
upset
a voice memo, I think.
Was it a voice memo? Yeah, it was a voice memo. They were upset that they never went to sleep.
They didn't show everything. Yeah. And I mean everything.
Yeah, I didn't see them tie their shoes once.
That's the problem. How they get those on?
The movies and TV shows. I never see them put their pants on. So I guess
they
just
there.
Woke up in them.
Yeah. Bought some dupes on Amazon and just threw them on.
Not a single call to like dad or mom. They never check in with their parents in the movie.
Yeah.
Why not?
Were you to believe that they don't love their parents?
Do
they not even have parents? They don't even talk about them. They don't give you the genealogy at all.
Yeah, no.
What's
never
their backstory?
23andMe.
Yeah.
Ethnically, where we at?
Come on. So
anyway, that's all. We saw that movie like 2 months ago. We were like, this is when Rachel's the coats girl. And I was like, I have this friend who's been getting coats sent to her. So we went to Dick's Sporting Goods to return it. And it was like, it's like 7:30. What do we do the rest of the night? It was kind of an awkward amount of time. It's like, AMC's right here.
Yeah.
Let's go see Curd. I kept calling him Curd Warner. It just sounds kind of fun. Oh, nice. Curd. And
would you recommend it?
It was.
I mean, it's got to be a little cheesy, obviously, right?
It's a little cheesy.
Is it Facing the Giants cheesy?
No, it's not that bad.
Is it pretty good? Okay.
They focused a lot on like him and his wife's love story, and I was kind of more wanting football story.
Sure.
But Brenda's great.
I could never get over her short hair, man.
Not a lot of hair on her.
No.
Not a lot of hair.
Hairless.
like a
sphinx.
Yeah, like a sphinx cat.
Yeah.
But it was a fine movie. It was kind of fun because I was somewhat familiar with the story, but not fully aware. So it's like, I am intrigued by the next part of this. Like, does he get cut? I can't remember.
Oh, really?
I
feel like they talk about his story every single time they show him on TV back in the day.
And I remember like being a big Kurt Warner fan when he was in the Rams because he had such a cool story. Like he was back in groceries a year ago, but I didn't remember. I was like, oh yeah, he went to the Arena League. Oh, that's right. But for how
XFL,
long?
Right?
I think it was just Arena League. Yeah. But he did that for like 3 seasons or something.
Okay.
So I was like, gosh.
Wow.
And then he was bagging groceries and whatever.
Okay.
That's something.
So yes or no recommendation? Like, should I see it?
Sideways hand. You don't need to see it. Yeah, you don't need to see it.
Not up or down. Like I wouldn't regret it, but it's not like you got to see this movie.
Only do it if you're already in the parking lot at a Dick's Sporting Goods and it's like 7:30 and you're not sure what to do the rest of the night. I would say that's the only scenario.
Okay.
And then good choice.
So there's a chance I could watch this, but probably not.
Yeah, if you're returning a coat that you got for some reason.
Okay.
Did you have a good week?
Oh yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a busy week. I've had something every single night so far this week, and which is great.
Well, you're in 4 different church classes, so
yeah, it feels like it. I'm in 2 different ones, and then I'm playing basketball. And then Tuesday night, went to a basketball game with my dad.
Fun.
KU whooped K-State. It's always kind of hard. Like this K-State's my alma mater, but I don't care about their basketball team at all. And yeah, it's kind of weird, but it was fun. I told you this at dinner. My dad was like, Brad, I have a new video idea for you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, types of fans at basketball games. And I was like, you stretched hard for that one, didn't you, Dad?
Yeah. How'd you think of the idea?
He's like, you could do all these different fans, and it's not a terrible idea, but I don't know. We'll see if we do it. Maybe we'll go to an undersized gym and do it sometime.
We'll see if we do it. Thanks for the comment last week about someone left a video idea about us being summer camp counselors and Maddox being in our cabin. That's fun.
We liked that one a lot.
Yeah, maybe this summer we'll do it.
Think about it.
Undersized cabin.
But yeah, it's been a good week. Let's see. Oh, we had you over for dinner last night.
That was fun.
Yeah.
What did we have for dinner?
We had, what did we have, Jake? What do you call them? What do you call them in Stratford?
Those are quesadillas.
Yeah. So yeah, had Jake and Rachel over for dinner last night. And I told, Catherine was like, we're like, this new recipe I'm making for these enchiladas just serves way too many people, or not way too many. It's just a big recipe. So I was like, well, if it's a big recipe, let's invite somebody over. Who do you want to invite? Jake and Rachel, of course. And so we had you guys over, and apparently Jake was like, yeah, Rachel, apparently they have these there's a lot of quesadillas. So we're just having to come over for this big recipe.
Yeah, I even said, I was like, I guess the recipe Catherine has just makes too much. So they want to have us over, and it's going to be chicken quesadillas.
And Rachel knew, but
yeah,
she didn't
was
say
like, poor guy.
She's like, oh, what a cute little innocent kid.
It's just this thing that you make one at a time.
Right.
It's like once Catherine gets in the zone, she can't make just 4.
She can't stop.
Yeah, she makes about 15.
Those tortillas will expire.
Yeah, and so it's a big recipe, and we need to have people over.
Yeah, so that was fun. And also the tulips was pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
So Rachel comes in with tulips in one hand and some fruit in the other. And what the story was basically like she came.
Rachel had called me and do we need to pick up anything? I'm gonna grab this. I was like, great, I'll grab the dessert. She's like, I went in and grabbed some tulips. I was like, oh, nice, for Catherine. She was like, yep. Yeah, grab some for Catherine. I think Rachel was just like, oh, if I, get flowers, it kind of means spring is here. Yeah. Purple's fun. But the fact that I unintentionally was like, oh yeah, for Catherine, right?
Yeah, you're a generous person. So it's probably for Catherine, not for yourself, right? You're not just thinking of yourself. And she's like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess it's for Catherine. So she walked right in and told Catherine. She's like, I was going to get them for me.
Catherine loves them, man. She even said today. She's like, look, don't they look so nice? I was like, yeah, I bet Rachel thinks they look nice.
Yeah, I'll tell you who really likes the look of them. Girl who bought them.
But yeah, that was fun. It was kind of a quick dinner because we had a class,
A class.
Which is really good. If you guys haven't heard of Love and Respect, this book, check it out. It's very, very good for marriages, and highly recommend it. So it's been a great class for us. Yeah. Facebook group. I wrote that down. A Ghosties Facebook group. We kind of had one for F12, and we just last week we're like, hey,
I just renamed it.
Let's just change it to Ghostrunners podcast and just use this as a Facebook group. Cause I think Reddit was kind of that. And I think it still can be a meme page and stuff like that. But Facebook is just so much easier to access and so much more familiar for so many of us. So there's a Facebook group on there. There's some Ghosties starting a Ghosties glossary, which I think is fun.
That's going to be impressive when that's done.
So there's going to kind of just index all of the episodes and because so often people will be like, where did the episode where he said lick and stick come from? Or where's the glow night? Or I guess not, that's not bad. The shirt's wet. I don't know what, something. And people are going to know. So that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Pretty overwhelming to me. I'm like, how do you do that? Because we just bounce around so much.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot to glossarize.
So yeah.
Cool. I've been gone a lot this week. But I'm back now. I have a few stories. One, right off the bat, it was our flight out to New York originally, and we were Southwest flight. Me and Trey and Katie are together. A woman comes over and recognizes Trey, and she's like, hey, do you mind if my kids and I get a picture with you? And so Trey's like, no, of course. Not at all. So I'm just kind of talking to Katie. One woman behind me starts touching my hoodie and goes, I love this hoodie. So
oh, wow.
Oh, great. Thanks. Then another woman to the next to me goes, kind of nods over at Trey and goes, is he a circus performer?
What?
Which is a great question. Just
that's the
anyone.
Assumption.
Yeah. It's like, well, if you would have asked me 3 years ago, I would have said, yeah, my boss is a circus performer. But no, not, wrong time.
What do you mean circus performer?
And how do you mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, not that I know of. But no, he just makes a lot
I don't see him, do everything in life. I don't see him tie his shoes.
Yeah, it's like the movie Memento.
Yeah.
Where you just get bits and pieces of it.
Right.
It's like that.
We go home to different houses. So
I was just like, no, but he makes a lot of videos online and he does comedy stuff. And so that's what they know him from. I'm like, oh, okay. we were told there were going to be some other circus performers on this flight, and so we were trying to find them. It's kind of like, is it your birthday, Jay?
Yeah. Oh, I thought we had the same birthday.
And
Does he fly through rings of fire with lions on top of them, and, then go on the trapeze, or is that just me?
oh, okay. We didn't know if there were other people on the plane who were like qualified in that.
Yeah. Is he an elephant trainer as well? For 15 and a half years.
Huh.
No, just me. Okay. I just thought maybe
Huh.
we would have that in common because they said they're going to have other people on here.
Okay, I see. Excuse me. He's taking pictures over there. Does he saw a woman in half on stage and then reappear as a Sphinx cat later?
And you see like them get it solid in half. So like you think it's actually real? No?
Or no? Oh, okay. We were told maybe someone else on this flight would do that.
Well, we were told that somebody would have the figure for it. And I guess it's just me that has the figure. Like, I guess I'm the only one that's skinny enough to fit in that thing. So,
and so I was just like, no, he does
That's
comedy.
funny.
Like, oh, okay. We thought, yeah, circus performer. And I was like,
did you
yeah,
take
no,
the bait?
obviously I engaged. I was great. Yeah. I was like, that's awesome.
Mhm.
I was like, because I have a little background being in that world a little bit. I was like, oh, do you guys do halftime shows? And they're like, yes, actually, primarily, that's what we do.
Okay.
And I was like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I kind of figured I know a halftime performer. Like, who do you know? And I was like, Josh Horton. And they're like, no way. They're like, that's awesome. Like, of course we know Josh. And the guy, the like husband, or shouldn't assume, the
Man.
the male circus performer counterpart
Yeah.
said, I
The
grew up with
ringleader is-
the
yeah.
ring male leader said, I grew up with Josh. And I was like, really? And then at that time they say, all right, A1 through 30, come on, go ahead. And so I was like, I gotta go.
Oh.
And so I left.
You prioritize your seat over that conversation.
Yeah, I left with way more questions than answers. Trey and I were both walking through the jetway thing. We're just like, do circus people, do they grow up together? Did they meet at a circus?
They went to juggling school together, probably.
Yeah, but why would they not say And I don't know what their act is. They refer to themselves as circus people like 3 times, but never anything specific. So I don't even know what they do. So how'd they grow up together?
I'm intrigued by that life. Like, because I think it takes a special kind of person, because it's like a traveling thing. It's a traveling circus.
Yeah, you
know?
have to travel.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm sure there is some kind of inner circle to an extent.
He claimed he grew up with him, and I was like, wow.
But then again, I think Josh was somewhat normal, right?
Oh, yeah, especially compared to the juggling community.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway, I wonder, you should know more about how Josh grew up.
I mean, I know where he grew up. I don't know his friends. I
don't know what kind of
like,
school he went
I don't know
to.
what kind of tent he was underneath.
Yeah, right. Tintist.
And then it was a wild 3 minutes. And then when I get to in the airplane, then the flight attendant is like, whew. No, she didn't say woo. Sorry. She goes, wow, I love your hair.
Wow.
I was like, wow, the hoodie, the circus.
Feel my hoodie, yeah.
Yeah.
You think you like this?
Uh-huh.
Check this out.
And I was like, thank you. It's Melignite. And no, she was like, I was like, thank you so much. I was like, I like just woke up. It was like a 6 a.m. flight. I was like, I like just woke up. She's like, you must not move much in your sleep. I was like, I don't.
I'd rather not tell you, actually.
Easy, perv ball.
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I woke up like, that's like classic, like, yeah, just like a classic line. Like, yeah, I just woke up like this.
Yeah, I guess I kind of did do that, but it was true. I was like, I haven't even looked in a mirror yet today. So that's very nice of you to say that.
That's great. That's awesome.
So that was how the week started. That was
Just
the morning after we recorded last week's episode. It was a hot start. Good week of shows.
Remind me.
We're in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Huntington, New York, Tarrytown, New York, Baltimore, Maryland, Red Bank, New Jersey, and then Glenside, Pennsylvania. It's like a suburb of Philly.
I think 4 of those 5 places I've never heard of.
Yeah, I knew Baltimore.
Of course.
That was the only one.
Tarrytown. Never even like heard of it. Like Huntington, maybe I've heard that word before.
Huntington Beach in California.
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I didn't know any of these places. Tarrytown, no, it was Huntington. Really cool venue. It's called the Paramount. There was a sign. So a lot of these venues, it's really cool. I have kind of grown used to it, which is bad. I should not take this for granted. But you go in the hallways of these venues and you see the people who perform. You see that John Mulaney's performed. You see that Daniel Tosh has performed. You see that, like in my dressing room 2 nights ago or 2 shows ago, Ariana Grande was there in 2014. I was like, she could have been in this dressing room. Like, this is crazy. Whatever. Use the same steamer. But Ed Sheeran was on like a poster of the venue there, and they had taken a tweet that Ed Sheeran sent out that day and put it on the like poster. And the tweet was essentially like, I don't ever do things like this, but I can't not play at a venue this cool. Pop-up show tonight at the Paramount at 8. And so I was like, wow, that's awesome. I guess that happened. I have no way of verifying it.
This is Tarrytown?
This is Huntington, New
Okay.
York. Because it was a really, really cool venue. And so I'm like, so Ed Sheeran is just randomly in this
I mean, how
wild
far
little
away
town.
is it from New York City?
It's like an hour drive.
Okay. So maybe he's just like, I want to go play there. That looks cool.
Maybe, yeah.
Or maybe
either way,
he played there when he was first starting out. I don't know. Who knows?
it's 2014. But yeah,
Cool.
it was just kind of cool. I was like, that's fun that he liked it so much. And now we're going to perform here. It was like very musical and very fun. Like the stage was so high
That is
above the
wild.
people that I couldn't hop off the stage to go grab a woman to bring up on stage. It was like, I'm going to tear some UCLAs here. So
What do you think? Like 7 feet? How high?
let's put me down for 7.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, it was a big one. I was like, this is a big jump.
That's interesting.
We were like way above everyone else.
I wonder why. Like I've never seen a stage like that. I don't think.
I think it's just more typical for music.
Yeah, I guess so. You think so?
Yeah.
7 feet. Anyway, interesting. Okay.
Good week of shows.
What-
Rachel was actually at the Baltimore show because she has family in Baltimore. Like
Mhm.
one of them lives in Philadelphia, but the kids go to college in Baltimore. Grandma Lori came up.
Okay.
It was a party.
Okay.
So
Fun.
they were in Baltimore. Of course, Rachel's special ed teacher, the guy I'm doing crowd work with that night. So what do you do for a living, sir? Special ed teacher. I was like, I'm
Okay.
not going to make any jokes.
Yeah.
I know anything. And so I didn't say anything. And then when I come back around to do more crowd work with the guy, I was like, who are you here with tonight? Very easy questions. He was having trouble answering. Oh, like whatever question I asked him. I mean, he was really pausing and was just really sad in the pause. Didn't mind it being completely silent. It was like, what are you doing after the something? He's like, I was like, we're all waiting. And then eventually I couldn't help myself. And I was like, he's a special ed teacher, so sometimes it takes a little bit longer. And I was like, and that's
wow.
fine.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And luckily it was kind of a risky joke, but the crowd
They liked it.
applauded it and
Yeah.
liked it. And as soon as I got off stage, I was just like, Rachel gave me a hug and I was like, I'm so sorry about the special ed joke. I'm so sorry. I wasn't planning on it. I just had to fill a silence.
What'd she say?
She's like, oh, it's hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was great. You had
Well,
to.
Yeah. From what I understood, I thought special ed meant like kids with like specific like
Special
disabilities,
needs.
Special needs.
Yes.
Special ed's just kids who struggle more in school, basically.
Might just have like a learning disability in reading or
Right.
just they're dyslexic, so they're not good at math.
Yes. So great.
Either way, nice guy.
Cool.
His name was Ross, I think.
His name's Ross. He's
His name was Ross. Oh, dude, speaking of names like that, dude, I should have screenshotted it. Yesterday on Facebook, a guy that I don't know very well put up a picture of an old man with a dog in his lap. Okay? Very old man, dog in
So
his
you
lap.
don't know this guy very well.
Don't know this guy. Don't know the guy who's my age who actually posted it.
Okay.
So it looks like he's posting a picture of his grandpa and a dog.
Okay.
Okay, that's the image. And the caption is like, never fun to say this, but Ernie went home this morning. I don't know if it was the dog or if it was the grandpa.
Gotta be the dog. Ernie. I don't ever call my grandma Lois. Like, and I especially wouldn't do it for the Facebook post. Ernie went home this morning.
I'm just saying it was
Maybe
I was caught in the middle.
Maybe literally they were watching Ernie for like 2 weeks and they're like, gosh,
Dang
gotta
it.
go home.
I guess, yeah, I thought he was our dog.
Mm-hmm. No way.
I guess he went home.
That is a
Either
funny.
way, it was just funny. Yeah, the name Ross triggered that. I was like, yeah, it's like it could be a guy, could be a dog.
Ernie.
Ernie went home this morning.
Ernie's also an old man name.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like you don't know any little kids. Actually, Tommy, Corey, and Ernie sound pretty nice. You don't know very many little kids named Ernie. Maybe I should
Yeah.
bring that back. Actually, we're trying to figure out a name for our kid right now.
It's a pickleball term.
Yes.
I think we talked about that when I was asked for pickleball pickup lines way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's funny. Ernie
So
went
yeah, I
home.
love that. Saw it yesterday at a coffee shop. Just like, I wonder, I don't know how to comment.
He's in a better place.
Yeah.
That's just good enough right there. Like,
Hope he enjoys his home. Hope he finally
yeah,
gets what hope he's out of pain. If he was.
sure. All those things.
Yeah.
Are
How
good.
do you like say something that's like could be a grandpa or a dog?
I don't know. I've seen like jokes like that on TV shows where it's like, is it his wife or his dog? Like yeah, we love to go on walks together. Or
Oh yeah.
you
Isn't
know.
that the King of Queens? Is that they do
I
that?
saw it on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay, gotcha.
Anyway, so I picked up Hattie the other day from preschool. I told you this the other day, but I'm going to tell the podcast. I picked up Hattie the other day from preschool, and because I only pick her up and do things with her, like, 1/5 as much as Catherine does, I get to be like the fun dad more often.
Yeah.
And so, I did the thing. Hattie's so fun right now. I mean, she's always been fun, but like, I love her personality right now, especially. And
Would she almost 5?
almost 5,
Fun
in
age,
March,
fun age.
into March 21st. So, I was like, Hattie, I have an idea. Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't tell you. She loved it. She's like, no, Dad, you have to tell me. And I was like, I just don't know. You probably wouldn't want to go get an ice cream cone, would you?
Yeah, it's
She's
fun.
like, yes, I want to get an ice cream cone. She's like so excited. She's like, Dad, you're the most fun dad. Like saying all these things. So we went to McDonald's. Like,
You probably wouldn't want to.
I
feel dumb even saying this.
Yeah. It's like
you're going to think I'm crazy.
And she never like picks up on like, she knows that I'm kind of messing with her, but not that she's never like annoyed with it. Like, oh, Dad, Same with like, dude, foolproof. I've started doing this probably the last 6 months. Anytime she gets hurt, I'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna go get the scissors. We'll cut it off. Like, oh, I hurt my foot. Okay, let me go get my scissors. I'm just gonna go cut it off.
We can reattach it, maybe.
Immediately, she starts laughing. Like,
really?
She's like sobbing, crying, and then she just is like through her tears, like, no, Dad, no. And it's like right there, just like black and white. It's just amazing. So if you're out there and you're like trying to figure out how to make your kids
have a good joke, cry, have some good material ready.
It's amazing though. It's like it's been foolproof so far, 100%. So try it out. Anyway, we went to McDonald's.
No, Dad.
Just joking, Dad. And she always is like, you're not serious. You're not really gonna. And I'm like, yeah,
how about it hurt?
We'd have to cut off your knee
if you want me to.
And she's like, no, you wouldn't. And sometimes I'll use my fingers and pretend like those are my scissors. Like, those aren't even scissors. It's like, yeah, they are. These are scissors. These could cut off your finger. Whatever.
Rachel said she got to hear secondhand Hattie and Palmer playing at our basketball game.
Okay.
And Palmer trying to be like, a normal imaginative kid of like, we're going to go up the beanstalk. And then Hattie's like, well, these are just stairs.
That is so accurate, dude.
She said she got to hear it. It was like, that's so great.
Did I tell it on the podcast when we went to that Christmas play and they're like, you guys hear? Christ is born. He's right over there. And Hattie just goes, this isn't real.
Not today.
Yeah.
What do you think BC means?
Yeah. She's like the one that's going to ruin it for everybody.
So literal.
Anyway, so went to McDonald's. Partially because I want an ice cream cone, partially because I want to talk to her about Tommy again. And so we order 2 ice cream cones and French fries. And because we love sticking the French fries. And like, she thinks that's like the coolest thing ever too.
Yeah, it feels wrong.
She's like, wow, you can do it. So anyway, so this McDonald's, whatever. McDonald's inside is going downhill. McDonald's everywhere is going downhill. But like,
yeah, when you first told me this story, you were like, get this. They didn't even seem that happy to see me.
Okay.
But I was like, weird for McDonald's.
No, it wasn't even like they didn't seem happy to see me. It was like we stood there for, let's say 2 minutes. We were the only people in the whole like inside. And they looked at us and then looked back and just kept like doing other things.
Yeah, you're like, I think you see me.
I'm like, I think when you see me, you should say, "Can I take your order?" Or like, come over to me. Like,
just be a second.
Yeah,
I have
something.
to
Acknowledgement.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so they take my order for 2 ice cream cones and fries, but they don't just like give me the ice cream cone like a normal human being.
Good.
So we go back and sit down, and then they call our number, and we go over there, and there's a tray with French fries and 2 ice cream cones plopped on top. And I look at those ice cream cones and I think, okay, that's not ideal. I guess I can take this tray. I'm not great with stuff like that, but I'm like, I'll just be very, very careful. I genuinely was like psyching myself up, like just be very careful, like turn very slowly. I'm serious. Not even like 2 steps in. One of them
down go the
topples
towers
over on the tray. The other one just, 720s off of there and just plops right on the floor.
What Hattie think?
She was still at like our little booth that we had, so she didn't see it, but she heard me say like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry. And she goes, why'd you have to apologize? What did you do? I said, I dropped my ice cream cone.
I plopped it.
So anyway, but yeah, I talked to her. I got some more information on Tommy. Because I know everyone out there is asking.
No, we
about,
needed an update on Tommy. We need Catherine's number for her.
Shoot, I didn't ask her about that.
Okay, next week.
I guarantee you it's $5 million. No, I'm just kidding. So I go, did you talk to Tommy today, or did you hang out? Whatever. So was Tommy there today? She's like, yeah. I was like, does he hug you? And she just kind of literally like as like a teenager would do. She rolls her eyes. She goes, lots. And I was like, well, does he hug like everybody? Like, is he just like does he just
huggy Tommy?
She's like, no, he only hugs me.
Now we got problems.
I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, well, what does Miss Suzanne say about this? And she's like, well, she says like everyone needs their own personal space. So anytime he hugs me, she tells him that. And I'm like, that's good. That's good. And I just don't know what to think about this Tommy guy. I was like, have you considered Wyatt or maybe Thomas? You know, like Dalton seems like a good guy from what I hear. His parents seem like they have a good head on their shoulder. Like, no, just Tommy. Like, she's showing me all the things. Like, she has this like take home folder, and she's like pulling out all these pieces of paper. Like, I have the letter of the week is A, you know, whatever. And then there's just this picture of that just says Tommy and Hattie, and has these 2 stick figures that Tommy made for her. Every single week, man. I'm like, let's go burn those things. You know?
Get those out of your brain.
It's just so funny, like how she talks. But like she was explaining like this picture, and she's like she was kind of like dismissing him as like this kind of aloof kid. Like, yeah, Tommy asked how to spell my name, and I told him, but he just really like had a hard time spelling it. Like, kind of like rolling her eyes at it, like, oh, Tommy.
He could not figure it out.
Like, he had a hard time spelling it, but I just said it's okay. Just like things that you would say for like a, you know, adult relationship. And you're like, anyway, it's just a weird thing to be like,
I'm sure
this boy has a very, you know, innocent crush on my daughter. And I don't think Hattie really has any kind of feelings at all towards him. Like, I don't think she likes him specifically.
She's just like, yeah, just this guy's hugging me. That's kind of weird.
He always wants to sit by her at lunch and everything. You know, they're trading snack cups or whatever.
Easy.
I don't know about that. Anyway, but yeah, that's my experience with Hattie. I have 2 different little updates with my kids that are kind of cute, fun updates. The first one is Hattie and I. We showed you last night. We do the I love you sign.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, fun fact, Olathe South, first day of school for every single new high schooler, our principal would show you the I love you sign. And then I think you're supposed to go like this for I love you always. But he would always, like he said, you could also just do your finger like this.
Okay.
Because he growing up, he had 2 deaf parents. And so he like knew all the sign language.
Well, sure.
And so like for all of high school, you know, like he would always do that to us. And like, you know, it was really cool. And so it's kind of cool. Like, so every single night before bed, Hattie's always like, Dad. And she like goes like this, like, you know, swings it around. She's like, I love you always. And so
that's awesome.
That's always fun. And then Bo, you know, I'll be like leaving for the day or something, and she'll do it to me. And Bo's kind of like trying to do it too. But Bo, the cutest thing with him right now is that he calls his, like, anytime we say Bible, like I'm always like, Bo, can you say Bo, you know, Hattie, Addie. And I'm like, can you say Bible? And he always calls his Bible joy. I think that's kind of cute.
What a weird, like, verbal autocorrect.
Yeah. I think maybe because like, one of the Bibles that we have for kids, like maybe there's a story about joy, you know, in this Bible or something. That's like his first word that he associates with it. And so now he just says joy.
What if you realize that Bo has this ability to uncork the true like value of things?
Yeah.
Bo, can you say Tommy? And he says red flag.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, Bo, how did you
D-bag? Yeah.
Bo, you have
degenerate.
this
like,
weird
whoa.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just ask him anything and see how he feels about it.
Can you say money? Root of all evil.
Root of all evil.
Yeah, right.
Wow, Bo, good job.
Right. I like that.
That reminds me too of our video yesterday. Like, good job, buddy. It's a big yawn.
Big yawn we had there. Yeah, you want to explain yesterday?
You got it.
So yeah, we did a lot of different like short videos because we're thinking that maybe is like the new strategy with jean shorts. And so one of them that we did was parents or adults talking to each other like they talk to a child. And so yeah, that was the initial thought.
Should we just reenact it?
Sure. Oh wow, we're
just the first one.
Okay.
YouTube.com, guys, check it out.
Big yawn. Good.
What?
And then we just go back to watching TV.
That was a big yawn. And then the next
a pretty
one,
funny premise.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, sorry, do you guys have a restroom I can use?" And then Brad, what'd you say? Like, you need to go potty?
You need to go potty?
And then flips me over and starts sniffing my butt.
If you're a parent out there, you know it's a necessary evil to sniff the bottom every once in a while. Sniff the buttocks.
I got mine sniffed.
And so, yeah, did that to Jake.
A few times.
We had to do multiple takes.
Yeah.
Which was fun. So.
Yeah, we got it. That was fun.
And yeah. So we're kind of thinking like social media, it's exhausting, like having to think about all the trends and everything. but it seems like the trend right now is to do shorter videos. Everyone, like all the social media platforms are rewarding people that are doing shorter videos.
It is annoying that we're having to like
it's
adapt.
exhausting. I don't like that aspect of the job very much. Like having to do research of like, well, this person's doing this and look how they're doing. And this person, like, you know, they're still doing this other thing and they're doing pretty well too. And like, well, they're doing, you know, whatever. Like sometimes they'll do 20-minute videos and they'll do 8-second videos and they, you know, both are performing. It's like, I just want to be funny. Like, I just want to have like whatever we think is funny. Let's put it out there kind of thing.
And I think that's good. Yeah. Cause there is part of it. Like, I don't mind necessarily the research aspect of it. What I don't like is the execution where we don't know if it's the right, cause you never know if it is the right move.
Exactly.
Like this, based on a couple trends, a couple things we're saying, this is probably what we should be doing, but it's like, you don't know.
You don't know. Yeah.
What if we would have made this video longer? What if we would have done it this way? What if we would have done a meme title? What if we would have uploaded on Instagram first and then a week later on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different avenues. We're pioneering this creator industry. It's like, there's no way of knowing what to do. Facebook just came out with Reels. That's never happened in the history of time. So there's no avenue to go off of.
It feels like it's a complete crapshoot. Like sometimes it's like obviously like if you're popular, you're going to get more views. But like some videos do better than others. And I'm not convinced that sometimes like those videos are the best.
It just seems like a luck of the draw. Like, okay, we just hit the algorithm this time.
Right. It's like, okay, the subject that we did or the title we did or, you know, whatever, who knows? And it's like, oh, I don't like that.
It's weird. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, we're constantly confused. I mean, yeah, because shorts seem like they're so big on YouTube right now. So Trey and I took a video that got over 1 million views on YouTube, which is hard to do.
Which one is it?
It was a corporate offices video.
Yeah.
We shot like over a year ago.
I like that one.
So we made it into a short, uploaded yesterday, and I mean, no traction. No one's clicking on it. It's like, well, YouTube loved this video.
Yeah.
What in the world? It's also,
weird.
There's two different audiences within YouTube. There's people watching long form content. There's people watching short form content. It's almost like you need to attract both sets of subscribers.
And I have a theory, and it's a very loose theory, that like the shorter like TikToks and Reels and all that stuff like need to be amateur. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you see like one that's like produced like with a nicer camera or something.
You're like, is this an ad? Oh, okay, no, it's not.
I don't know. I don't know if something, or maybe even if they can, like if Facebook or YouTube or whoever can like tell. I don't know. It's a weird theory, but like all the ones I ever see on TikTok, it's probably like maybe 10% are the like more produced ones versus like, okay, this person shot this on their iPhone in 5 seconds kind of thing. So I don't know.
You think the algorithm knows whether
I don't know.
Quality?
I don't know.
Oh,
that's how exhausting I am. Like that's how exhausting. It's like maybe they do. Like maybe they could tell, you know, the different like resolutions and stuff like that. What do you think? No,
I mean the resolution is all the same.
They can read.
It's just the quality of the So
well, how can they tell a different quality if it's the same resolution?
I'm saying they wouldn't be able to tell. Like you can take an iPhone 6 and shoot 1080p, but it looks different than my camera with a really nice lens shot in 1080p.
Okay.
It's just like sharper focus and a nicer lens.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
It's just a weird, everything's weird. Like if you put text on there, like sometimes that makes a difference one way or the other.
That is exhausting. I feel like everything needs to have subtitles on it now. I'm like, dang it, this isn't how it's supposed to be consumed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exhausting.
But it's people out there who get on TikTok when they're like in a public place. It's people like you. Now we have to put subtitles on our videos because so many people are consuming media on mute.
Yeah.
Stop. Wait till you're alone and watch our videos. I'm tired of subtitling crap.
Let's keep going. What else do we need to vent about here?
Oh, I could talk about, the creator industry for forever. I don't know how interesting it is.
I like hearing about it. Tell me a little more. Anything you can think of?
Do you know about the TikTok Creator Fund?
A little bit. I pretend to whenever Trey talks about it.
They said they were I'm taking off the coat, guys.
Guys, I'm taking off the coat for this. I'm loosening the belt.
You know what? I may not be taking off the coat.
There you go.
I can't get it off this way. It's too
tight.
Too tight.
Too much muscle, dude.
Oh yeah. Some of my shirts are trim fit. Oh, I hate that when you're like, oh, I'm hot, so I'm going to take something off. And in the process of it takes so long. You're like, I'm 8 times hotter than I was.
It's
Oh, that sucked just now.
It's one of the worst feelings.
Okay. TikTok Creator Fund. They were like, all these other platforms are rewarding creators. Like you can make money off YouTube, off Facebook, whatever. So we're going to give away $200 million to creators, which is like, wow, that's a lot of money. But the problem with that is it's a fixed amount. And so really the only thing that's bound to happen just mathematically is the amount of money you earn is only going to go down over time. Even if your views go up, there's less money for you to make because more and more people are making videos. There's more and more views.
And they're never going to like replenish that or
as of now, they're just saying like, that's it. That's the fund until it runs out. And so
seriously?
Yeah.
So you're saying out of everybody, besides like brand deals and stuff, TikTok's only giving out $200 million to the world.
Yes.
That
And that's
doesn't
the
seem
thing.
like much money at all.
No, last year YouTube gave people $10 billion.
Right. I was going to say,
10 billion.
like 200 million sounds like a lot of money. Obviously, if someone were like, here, Jake, here's $2 million. Great. Thank you so much for that. But it's like,
great. Thank you.
but it's like, there's 200 very popular TikTokers out there.
Yeah.
And they should be each making $1 million.
Yeah. If you're the biggest people on these platforms.
And so therefore, then the people that are getting 1 million views on a video are making $0.
Yeah.
In theory. Like,
and that's the problem with like the like shared like just like community fund model. Like we have this much money to allocate to you guys versus YouTube is like a revenue share model of like when we grow, you grow. We grow together.
Yeah, if you're successful, you should make more money.
You should make more money. We should make more money. We all grow together.
Yeah, and if you're successful, we're successful. Therefore, boom.
And so it's almost
tide rises with
the ships,
all the boats in the rise.
The Terrytown. It's on the coast, the Hudson River.
Corey Terrytown.
TikTok almost has this like there's almost a theory now. It's like maybe TikTok doesn't want to value their creators that much. Like maybe TikTok sees their platform as kind of a revolving door,
or as like an amateur thing. That's my thing. I'm gonna stick with the amateur thing.
Like TikTok wants to be known as a place where like, oh yeah, they got their start on TikTok, and TikTok as a platform is like, yeah, if you get your following here and then you go off and make money elsewhere, that's okay because people know TikTok's where you got your start. Because there's going to be someone else. There's going to be someone else. If you want to move off of here, then there's just a revolving door model.
They're just using you basically.
Yeah, and it's like we don't care. Like because think about the TikTok model. You follow so many people. You see so many videos. Like what's that? Anytime I try to tell someone about a TikToker, I never know their name. I'm like, it's that guy. He makes like the kind of relatable. It's so hard to describe. I'm like, I don't even know how to search this. And I think TikTok is doing that on purpose. I think they don't want you to fall in love with the creators on their platform. I think they just want it to be this thing where you're just like, I go. To where almost you could see it as like, we don't have competitors, right? You and I, like if Trevor Wallace is doing good, great. If Dude Dad is doing good, great. Like we have a similar audience, maybe similar videos.
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna like not watch our videos because they already watched 2 minutes of a different video.
Yeah, I see it as our competitor is not these other creators. Our competitor is TikTok.
That makes sense. I get that.
Because we're competing with this other variation of media.
Yeah.
That doesn't want to value creators, that doesn't want to have longer than 60-second videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but it's also like the necessary evil of like,
well, yeah.
You can't not post on TikTok because it's the most popular thing right now.
So many people are on it. It's such a massive funnel.
But we make no money on TikTok.
Zero.
And YouTube is like whatever, 50, 60, 70% of our income, right?
Yeah.
Like we make a little bit of Facebook and Twitter and stuff, but yeah, it's interesting. It's all very, very exhausting. Like,
yeah.
And then I'm sure you have done this for years already, but like, then I watch everybody else's videos from a different lens. And I don't like that either of like,
changes.
Oh yeah. They're thinking this way. That's why they're posting this, or like, oh, they're trying to get clicks, whatever. And I think I had already seen like the clickbaity kind of stuff, but like, anyway, it's just silly.
The stuff that I start to notice recently when people make comedy videos is like, I will edit everything so just like quick and like snappy, like the jokes almost overlap each other. Like there is no dead space.
Right.
And it's a little thing, but I think it's noticeable. And you just like, there's no breath between jokes. Like it's the opposite of a laugh track. Like I don't leave time for you to laugh. It's just, we're moving on. But there's a guy, and I'm not trying to dox him because I do think he's funny. He got big on TikTok for the kid that's no fun and all these variations of that. Have you seen that? It's almost like he kind of gets in trouble because it seems like he's just making fun of a kid with Asperger's or something. Okay. But it is kind of there's like a type of kid that we all grew up with who just like rule follower, whatever, really funny. He's gone on to make all sorts of types of videos. But what I noticed, and it drives me nuts, every one of his videos, there is just like this half-second pause between every joke. And I'm like, dude, just edit it. Just snap it together. Just have the clips jam-packed to each other.
Yeah.
Just this little pause. And so that's an example of like, yeah, it's ruined how I watch other people's stuff.
Right.
Because otherwise I'm like, this guy's great. This guy's hilarious.
Yeah.
What a fun character. But I'm like, oh, it's so much wasted space. So much wasted space. Yeah.
And it's not like, it's not just like comedic timing, wasted space. Or not like comedic timing pauses. It's like every single one of his jokes has this small pause.
Yeah. It's just not like... And not even that I'm a perfectionist at all. Like we crank out these videos so fast. I mean, just now we went and shot a video on my phone at Home Depot for an hour and it's great. Yeah. But it was just like, dude, that's such an easy thing to do.
Interesting. Whatever. I remember I was watching Correct Opinions the other day and there was the one where Trey it was the Antonio Brown thing.
Oh yeah,
And you were watching it. You were nerding out. You're like, oh, dude, the editing on this is so bad. I was like laughing at you, like, oh, you would notice that.
Yeah, because
I kind of noticed it, but like the fact that you were like so like bothered by it. It's like the 8K camera thing. It's like I can't not say it.
Yeah, there was a shot where Antonio Brown like raised his arms to catch something, but then nothing ever got thrown to him, so they must have taken that part out. But they still left the part in where his arms were raised. I was like, what a continuity.
Yeah,
stupid.
That's funny.
Anyway, we don't need to talk about this anymore. Brady would have been proud of me at one point in the show because I said a little Spanish on stage this week. Spanish crowd work.
Muy bien.
Yeah, muy bien, señor. I was talking to a guy who worked in real estate, and I was kind of giving him a hard time. You know, front row tickets make sense. The market's hot.
Yeah,
you know, whatever. You're earning a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
So I'm kind of building this, and his name was Kiro. And so I was like, makes sense because in Spanish, your name means I want.
Oh, nice.
You liked it more than everyone in that crowd did. It didn't get much of a laugh, maybe 3 out of 10 laugh or whatever. It's like, okay.
Kiro.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Kiro is it's Quiero, right? Do you know that?
I think I was basing it off of the Chihuahua and Taco Bell commercial. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yo quiero. Yeah. Like a true Spanish speaker would say quiero. Quiero. But
okay.
Kiro.
He was a Hispanic looking guy. So in my head, I'd associate it more than no one else in the crowd knows he looks Hispanic, I guess. So
you got like some pity laughs. Like people are like, I don't know.
It's one of those where I move on pretty quick.
Okay.
Your name's...
Guess there's not many chicas in the audience, huh?
A little more gringos than chicas tonight. I guess at Chipotle, you guys get white rice, not the brown rice.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty funny. Just you got to get humbled every once in a while, you know.
Yeah, I was like, all right, now I know. And otherwise, this week we had a lot of good crowd work stuff.
Have you had any like moments lately where you just say something and you're like, that did not go well,
dude? Lately, well, the Steve Irwin joke when I do that and then say stings. Usually when I say stings, that is all I need to say, and then I'll get groans from the audience. Like, okay, they get it. Yeah. Dude, I went 5 for 5 this week. Every single show, I got no response by stings.
Interesting.
So then I would have to. Luckily, I have another joke after that. So like, no, in the end, he was a heartthrob, literally. So luckily, there's 2 puns that go well with that, and then they're like, oh,
yeah.
And so I'm like, am I saying this differently? Like, it's easy to blame the crowd, but it's like, obviously, it has to be something I'm doing. I have to be doing something differently.
I blame the Northeast.
Well, and that is part of it too, because the Team Jacob, the Old Testament joke, doesn't get laughs.
No,
in the Northeast like it does
Catholic.
in Tulsa.
Yeah, they're all Catholic.
And so, Team Jacob from the Catechism.
Yeah,
you guys know. But
Hail Mary or this crowd, huh?
Yeah, so things are a little different geographically from time to time. But that recently is like, I must be doing something differently where saying the word stings is not like eliciting a response like it used to.
Interesting.
But otherwise, nothing that different. Like nothing ever bombs. You know, it's like all like,
you know, like the ones that are going to hit harder usually and not hit as hard.
Yeah, it's when you get off script and you start saying stuff. You're like, I hope this special ed joke hits because I'm going for it.
Did you have as many ghosties as normal? I just assume that Northeast, like New York, I don't hear about very many ghosties.
Yeah, the only one there were a good amount in Baltimore and a good amount, and we were in Glenside, PA, which is outside of Philly, and I didn't get any DMs that I saw. So I was like, I'm still going to go out in the lobby anyway. So many really fun, just like a great amount of just normal ghosties. Okay. You know what I mean? It's like these people, I could talk to them for 2 hours. They were so fun. But one, I'm getting kicked out. They got to see it firsthand. They're like, this is what you're talking about. Like, I know.
Yeah.
And then the, this like magnetic, what's the electric, what? Meligma. No, what's the like a TSA kind of thing? The no metal in the building, metal detectors. That's what it's called. The metal detectors.
I like how you had to like have a dialogue first. Like, what's the thing? It's like no metal in the building.
No metal, guys.
Metal detector, of course.
Dude, there's a game. What is that game? I played it with Rachel's family in Florida. It's called like Poetry with Neanderthals or something.
Okay. Poetry for Neanderthals, maybe.
Okay, yeah. You can only. It's basically like catchphrase, but your clues can only be one syllable at a time.
Oh, yeah.
And the way everyone else was playing it was like corn, cream, burnt, or whatever. And I would do sentence where I'm like, so I walk in and I'm like, hey, where's the corn? I just like start the sentence and see if I can do it without using 2-syllable words. So
I would have grunted like a Neanderthal.
No.
So I walk in and I like, hey, where's that corn? Where's Rachel? No,
you sound like PFT and that podcast doing the boomer. Yeah. The Chiefs driving on the field.
Oh God.
Anyway, the metal detector, this alarm starts going off. It's really harping the conversation, so it was like kind of a bummer, and so I left.
Harping, huh?
Harping on it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Harshing the mellow.
Harshing the vibe.
Yeah.
So
Harping,
they were great.
Harping the vibe.
I met, you recognize the name Snaps by Stacy?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we've been DMing for years.
Oh, yeah.
You should have said so. Afterwards, I DM'd her. I was like, I didn't know you were Snaps by Stacy.
That's a good like veteran like move. If you listen to the podcast and you've like dialogued with us very much, introduce yourself with your first and last name and potentially also your username.
And like why we would maybe know you. People have been doing better with me. Like I left a voice memo. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Like I met Kristen Jurek.
Yes.
And then
Like,
later
oh.
on, I met her again, and you're like, "Oh, Kristen, this is Kristen Jurek."
I was like, this is
I'm
like the
"Oh, of
YouTube
course."
commenter. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think she originally just said Kristen. You know, I was like,
Mhm.
"Okay, nice to meet you."
Mhm.
No, I had no idea. I've talked to you 15 times.
I've seen your profile picture on YouTube 1,000 times.
Exactly. You recognize it.
By the way, guys, the YouTube comments have been so good.
Popping.
Like I read all the ones about Rachel to her. I'm like, look at what someone said. And we're always just like, I can't believe people are taking time out of their day to say such nice things. That's so great. You guys are so great. Thanks
yeah.
for being so nice.
Of course.
Thanks for all the YouTube comments. Real quick, I do want to say also, just you wouldn't know if you weren't there. If you know, you know. Been hitting the Patreon hard, and I plan to continue hitting the Patreon hard. So if you've never joined our Patreon,
Here's the Patreon. Hit it.
Here's me. Oh, that hurt because I hit it so hard.
That wasn't that good.
Well, limited range of motion.
That's another classic Hattie thing we've been doing. It's like,
You're like,
that hurt.
Dude, I was watching the Office deleted scene yesterday, the Superfan episodes on Peacock, and it's the one where they go back to Pam's old high school. Do you see that?
Oh wait, no.
Oh, they go to Pam's old high school
different.
for the job fair when he's like, just in time.
Yeah.
There's another kid who I had this thought too. Well, let me stay focused. He meets this other kid, not Justin, who never makes it into the real episode.
Okay.
And Michael's treating him like he's 6 years old. He goes to shake his hand. He's like, ow, you're hurting my hand. And the guy's like, all right. Anyway, this guy is like a really big part in the Superfan episodes. And I was putting my shoes, I was putting my shoes on this guy.
Harping the
I was
shoes.
putting myself in this guy's shoes. And I was like, can you imagine winning the audition, getting to be in the office? You're in it for like 5 to 7 minutes. You're like a decent plot piece. You feel like it. And then the episode comes out and you're never in the office. They had to take out all of his parts.
That would be similar to like going to San Diego, like with a bunch of your friends and like meeting Jennifer Lopez, getting a kiss from her,
Telling everyone.
like having a watch party.
and next thing you know,
nothing ever happens. I can't imagine. I can't. Could you imagine that?
I didn't even think of that yesterday. I was only feeling for this guy. I guess I'm not that empathetic. More sympathetic. Yeah, I was just like, man, that would suck to be like, no, guys, I was on The Office.
I promise.
And it's not till 12 years later when they come out with Superfan episodes on Peacock. You're like, see?
I told you.
See?
Yeah.
I'm 42 now.
Oh man, that's funny.
But Patreon.
I really like the idea. Let's put a bookmark in the idea of like a Gene Shorts video where we do similar things, but with like oh, ow, like do it more like with a 5-year-old kid rather than a baby. Like where we talk to adults like 5-year-olds.
Okay.
I think that's a funny idea.
I thought you were going to say we bring in someone to be in a Gene Shorts video and then we cut him out of all of it. Sorry, just Derek is ruthless.
Yeah.
he's the boss. So
he
whatever
trims
he
the
said.
fat.
Yeah. Derek has no idea any of this is happening. Like we edited the video and we're just throwing him under the bus. That would be funny.
Okay. So anyway, where were we?
I've just posted so much.
Patreon.
I meant to talk to you about this before. I've edited so many clips of F12. We can talk
cool.
about what we want to do with that.
Okay.
I think at least some of them could go on YouTube as like a Tuesday clip or whatever.
Okay, sure.
But I think most of them will go on Patreon.
Yeah.
And I've been there's probably like 4 or 5 stand-up clips of mine that are not anywhere else that are only on Patreon. So I've been posting that there.
Yep.
Brad posted some Snow Day stuff.
Yep.
There's jingles on there. There's about once a week I put like a Gene Shorts behind the scenes video of like probably Brad doing something. Just trying to really beef up the content we're providing you guys. You guys are giving us money every month, so we want to make it worth your while. So if you've never checked out Patreon, you go. I saw that Celia just joined, and she was like going back and commenting to these old things. She's like, new patron. I can't believe how intense Jake's dance moves are during the jingle. I would have never known this. I was like, oh, that's kind of fun.
That's cool.
So she was like going back to old jingles. So yeah, you have a full catalog, years worth of archives of old videos and
seriously,
really fun stuff. And if you've been a patron before, hey, hop in for another month and see if you like the F12 stuff and
and let us know if you're like, hey, there's something like I would love to see you guys, do some kind of behind the scenes video of this, or I don't know. Like,
something you'd like to see.
Yeah. Not guaranteeing that we're going to do it, but
it's
always
nice to
fun
know
to have
what the demand is like.
Right.
I wanted to try and do it soon, but maybe sometime in March. Bonus episode, me, you, and Rachel.
I think it'd be fun
for the Patreon. It's been so long since we've gotten to do a bonus episode. I want to get the Just Jake episodes going back out again since I'm not traveling as much.
I have it bookmarked in my head to do like a episode, more of a serious episode talking about things I learned in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how much work it takes you, but the blog is awesome.
Thanks.
Whenever you blog, that's great.
It does take longer than
than
a quick like, hey guys, check it in. Here's my kids trying to name my baby. But yeah, it does take a couple hours usually, but it's okay. I like doing it.
I mean, they're great. But
I grew up really enjoying writing a lot, and I don't write ever now. You know? And so it's kind of fun to exercise that part of your brain a little bit. So,
but yeah, we're trying to take advantage. We got a month of no travel, which I'm really excited for. We're gonna get the girls' channel up and going. Can we become TikTokers? Everything. Also, Rachel's been giving me a hard time. I'm like, I can't wait. A month with no travel. She's like, you mean like besides Fargo and Phoenix and Florida? I was like, yes. Besides Fargo, Phoenix, Florida. Just for Rachel's spring break, she's going to visit Grandma Lori,
Oh, I thought Grandma Lori was Iowa.
She, a little half and half.
Okay. Snowbird?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she's in like the Tampa.
I live in Tampa.
Tampa area.
Nice.
So yeah, Phoenix with the boys for a golf trip. Fargo. By the time this comes out, I'm flying back from Fargo right now.
I'm excited to hear about it. There's going to be something funny because I think Fargo, it just seems like a funny demographic, especially a church in Fargo.
Yeah, it'll be fun. They asked me not to say my final joke, so I was rewriting that yesterday. Yeah. I think I got a punchline. I think we're good. I think I got something I'm going to say.
Do they know your final joke? We talked about it on the podcast. It kind of originated from the podcast, right?
100%. Word for word, what I said on the podcast, just in the moment, is what I say as my like final joke on the stage, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Come to the show. You'll see it, guys.
That was one thing. For F12, we had talked in the like preliminarily about doing stand-up.
Mm-hmm. That'll be fun.
And Jake's like, you have stand-up, I got stand-up, like we can figure out. And I look back and like everything in my stand-up like that I had written was like inspired by Ghostrunners. So it was like, I can just tell some Ghostrunners bits again. That's pretty much all I did,
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know if I can get this done. So we didn't end up doing it. But
speaking of Ghostrunners events, I was thinking this morning actually, I was like, ooh, another fun thing to do this summer when everyone comes, drive-in movie. And then I was like, well, or no, if originally my idea was like, let's rent out a drive-in movie place. That'd be so fun. And then I was like, well, actually, you wouldn't need to rent it out. We could just all go. And then I was like, wait, and everyone's flying in. No one's going to have cars. And actually, it's not that social of a thing. You're just in your cars the whole time. So it's like,
no, keep going.
So definitely not.
No, but sorry.
No,
you're not.
So pivot. Yeah, we don't need a drive-in movie.
Oh,
but I like the idea of outdoor like show in a park. Outdoor park show.
Theater in the park is what?
Theater in the park show.
They have musicals. Is that like that kind of show?
Sure, we put on musical. J12 in the park.
I kind of like.
What day of the week is J12
the idea of renting out a drive-in movie and having a airing of the podcast like early or something.
So many people are not going to have cars though.
That's fair.
June 12th is a Sunday.
Maybe just Uber to the place and have the Uber driver stay there.
Hey, keep it running.
Yeah. keep the meter running. Anyway, that's fun. I have a story.
Okay.
The other day I went to Chick-fil-A to do some work, and it was a great idea to go to Chick-fil-A to do some work because it was Monday, President's Day, when every single child was off of school.
Cool.
So I get there at 12:05 and it was just mayhem. It was absolutely crazy.
Chick-fil-A sounds good.
It was nice. It was great. Got to hang out with Drew, asked me how my sweetie was.
Yeah.
Drew, what a guy. He's such a character. If you know Drew Severance, he's awesome. He's also like has so many funny catchphrases and stuff like that. Anyway, but as I was working, like I remembered like I'd seen an email from a guy, a couple days earlier, interested in some desks from lscustomcreations.com. And so I call him and he's like, he's from Long Island, New York. And so classic,
just there.
Classic, like, yeah.
Huntington's on Long Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Classic, just like Northeastern, like he's like, hello. Like, he's like, dude, I can't hear you at all. It sounds like you're in a subway right now. And, Midwestern, like uncomfortableness in me is like, okay, let me go outside.
Yeah.
Outside. And so I literally like go out and then I get in my truck and just talk to him in there. And we're talking about this desk. He ends up unofficially ordering when he hasn't put a deposit in yet. But he's like, my setup right now. He's like, actually, is this an iPhone that you're calling on right now? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'll just FaceTime you real quick.
Ooh.
Never had I ever done that.
I don't
before.
like it. I don't like it.
Never talked to this guy before. Never like had no idea what he was gonna look like. He had no idea what I was gonna look like. And then all of a sudden I'm just like,
hey, partner.
hey, and he's like, dude, are you driving right now? And I was like, no, I'm just in my truck because you said I was in a coffee shop and
Yeah.
I don't want to be like I was at a fast food restaurant with 1,500 little elementary schoolers. Had to come out here, but it was just a very uncomfortable experience of like, because and I tried to be really cool about it and really normal, but I'm like, this is different, like, but like to him, he seemed very normal and like cool about it. But like the first, when I first answered, he's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, hey, how you doing?
Oh, yeah. FaceTimes are weird for me. I can't get.
I don't like FaceTime. I'm not a fan of them in general.
That's what I'm saying. Like, much less a stranger. Oh,
exactly.
My gosh. Yeah, I don't like, just because, I don't know, something weird about only looking at someone's face the whole time.
Yeah.
And you're expected to look at their face the whole time.
Well, so in this instance, he was like showing me his desk and showing me his workspace.
Yeah.
But the only thing he ever saw was my face. It wasn't like I was going to be like, all right, let me turn
Here's
you
the
around.
dash of my truck.
Yeah, show you this right here. Yeah, I need to dust it off, but
I know.
when are you going to have time for that?
I'm busy.
It was just a very odd interaction, but I was like, hey, whatever it takes to get the sale to,
and you
feed
closed
Hattie
it.
some ice cream cones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, ice cream sounds good too.
I think I might just be hungry.
I think, yeah. Maybe you have COVID.
Yeah.
That's,
Anyway.
I feel for you. I'm sorry you had to do the stranger.
It was just a weird, it was just a weird interaction. So
the stranger FaceTime. That's
From-
uncomfortable. It sounds like a modern Seinfeld episode. I don't even know this guy. He actually FaceTime me. You don't FaceTime me,
you don't
stranger?
FaceTime him. Come on. Yeah.
Dude, we were given, where was it? I guess this would have been in like Huntington. Doesn't matter. One of Trey's agents, Marcus, was there. So it was me and Marcus and Lucas just talking after a show one night. And Marcus, it was like he lives in New York. He's trying to tell Lucas like a very New York story of like, how like street sweeping, yada, yada. I'm like trying to keep up, but it's like, I feel like I'm in a subway right now. But he was like, it's street sweeping day. But once the street sweeper goes by, I park. The street sweeper gives me a little nod. I give him a little wave. So I'm good. I end up getting a parking ticket from a sanitation worker. And then Lucas is like, what? They can't do that. He's like, I know. I didn't think they could. He's like, I was trying to tell the sanitation worker, like me and the street sweeper, like we did a thing. We had a thing.
Yeah.
We acknowledge each other. And we were like, this is the most like George Costanza thing right now. It's like I gave him a halfway. He nodded at me.
He winked. He winked with his right. He winked with his right. All right, Jerry, you get it.
Yes.
What? Come on. Yeah.
We were giving him such a hard time. It was such
Did he wink and nod, or did he just wink? He just winked. Well, I thought you gotta do the nod. No, wink is sufficient. You gotta do a wink, nod, and maybe a little,
one
finger
wink
up.
equals two nods. You need one or the other.
Did he have his both hands on the steering wheel? Did he give you a few fingers up, or
was the window down or window up?
Window was down.
Okay, that should be enough.
That needs to be a full hand wave then.
Yeah, it was a really fun conversation. Oh, it was so great. And then later we said something was happening and I made some sort of like quick like wordplay joke or whatever. And Marcus was like, this guy, he's always on. He's always on. And I was like, you were playing the role of the Friends comedian very well right now. You're doing great, Costanza.
Yeah, right.
Thanks for having me up.
That's funny.
Anyway, that was a random memory. But I think one last story, because I know you have to go because you have another church class.
Yeah, just trying to be biblical.
Yesterday, I'm out being just a little fashion boy, trying to get my fashion blog going.
What are you doing now?
I bought some clothes online. They don't fit, Brad.
Oh, this is Lulu.
Yes.
Sorry,
did I tell you the story? What did I say?
We're friends. What did you say?
I saw Sarah Blumenthal.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Anyway, I didn't tell you the rest of the story. So I'm like, hey, I want to exchange these. I just need like a different pair. I tried to go 31-28. I tried to get crazy. I don't know why I did that. Those are too short. Those are too short. And so it's like, just 32-30s is fine. Like a normal size. He's like, all right, we only have 32-34s, but we can hem them. I'm like, great. You can just hem them to 32-30. He's like, why don't you try them on just in case? I'm like, all right, kind of hurry. All right, great.
Just in case.
I'm like, I don't know. So I go, I try them on. I'm like, yep, these seem 4 inches too long.
Yep.
Hard to know exactly.
You see how they go past my toe? That's not what I want, actually.
It's like not even that helpful. It's like, these are such long pants that like,
Well, maybe like hike them up above your belly button like a 55-year-old mom does, when she goes to her PTA meeting. See if you like that.
It's so
it's not bad, but
I don't know what kind of belt is going to fit my rib cage.
You get a different belt,
we can hem a belt if you think that would be easier. And
Hey, we got is Steve the belt hammer here today?
Yeah, I never know if Steve's in.
You'll like Steve. He's a good guy.
Yeah, it's Tommy and Corey's daughter, actually.
Yeah, Sagittarius. So you wouldn't daughter. Yeah.
So I come back out and because I already talked to someone in there for like 10 minutes, I was trying to get all this work done. And I was like, I'm kind of behind the 8 ball. Oh, and then eventually when I go to the coffee shop, I go to the roastery next door. I'll tell you why I go to the roastery next door later in the story. But
your town center or Lulu?
Yeah, town center Lulu. I get recognized and time to serve you a little piece of humble pie because I thought you were always getting recognized. I'm never getting recognized. He's like, I love jean shorts, except for what's the name of that other guy? And I was like, his name is Brett.
Yeah, I know.
Trey. Yeah, he kind of just got going. And then he was like,
he yells too much.
I will say, you and that guy, you have a podcast together, right? He's like, what's the name of that podcast? I was like, Ghostrunners. He's like, maybe I'll listen to that. And I was like, last week was our best episode ever. Critics are saying.
So yeah, try it out.
Yeah, so Dylan Mitchell, if you're listening, thanks for listening.
What was his critique? Did he give me any?
His critique? No, he thinks you're great.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, what's the other guy's name? Like, he's not that good. Like, I don't like him.
He didn't have anything. That was it. It was a very tiny slice of humble pie. Just like finally I got recognized. Oh, like and they didn't know
really
you.
Know who I was.
Yeah, okay. That was.
I thought you were gonna say like they had negative things. Which I'm like, okay, I'd like to hear.
Oh no, even
some
if he
people
told me
hate
that.
on. Yeah, you wouldn't tell me.
I wouldn't tell you. No, yeah.
No, he didn't have anything bad to say about you.
Not a word about you.
I don't have it. I don't know. He didn't say you were yelling the whole time. Loud and abrasive. It
was totally fine. He was a really nice guy. He knows Alex Dimchek, so we connected over a lot of that.
Nice.
Anyway, before that, sorry, back to LuluLemon. I'll try to go fast. I walk out and I'm like, yeah, they waist felt good. They were pretty long. So just, we could probably just hem to 32:30. He's like, did you tell Teresa that? And I was like, didn't know about Teresa. Let's go back.
Where's she?
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. He's like, this is Teresa. I'm like, okay, great. Hey, Teresa. Sorry. Didn't know I was supposed to. Sorry, I took the pants away.
Yeah.
These are the pants. I need these hemmed 32:30. She's like, okay, I'm going to need to see them on you. And I was like, all right. And
I would have given up so much quicker than this.
I know. And I really wanted, I was like,
because hemmed pants aren't the same. I don't think.
And
right?
I
don't know exactly the pants you have, but
she was like, do you know, they're just like pretty traditional, like slacks. Like I'm kind of wanting just like nicer pants I can golf in, but I can wear on stage. Like just like nicer, I don't know, like tapered pants. I don't know, whatever. And so she's like, well, what's your inseam in like suit pants? I was like, I know I want 32:30s.
You're like, look at me, lady. You think I know that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm wearing joggers right now.
She's like, do you want to go and try them on again? And I was like, I feel like I have to. All right. I go in there, try them on again. I don't know how I'm coming out.
You come out like, looking like a 8th grader as bat mitzvah. Like, here I am.
It's like when
as you can see, they're pretty long.
Like when you're 6 years old and you put your feet in your dad's shoes. It's like that, but for pants.
Okay.
So these things are dragging. And she has me, I've seen these like in movies and maybe in stores. You see them in like a men's warehouse. Never had to use them. There's a little step stool.
Okay.
Like 4 inches off the ground.
Sure.
She's like, you want to go ahead and hop on the stool? It's like, I am trying to get out of here so fast. And
it's sunk cost fallacy. You're like, I have to do it now. I'm in.
Yes. And the thing is, from the start, I forgot to mention this. The guy was like, well, you could have these 32-34s and then we can just hem them. And I was like, what would go faster? Like hemming or
just ordering them
online. And he was like, they're the exact same.
Oh my gosh.
Which was like, I think I was so thrown off by like, there's no way that could be true. You're telling me they both get here at the same time?
They literally get here at the exact same minute. I know it.
I was like, the nerve of this guy to look me in the eyes, like, you know what? It's actually the exact same time.
Like, yeah, you're like, like the OCD in you is bothered by that. Like,
there's no way.
At least one day different, I bet.
Like, I can't expedite shipping online. Like, you're telling me there's no other, like, whatever.
There's 2 LuluLemon stores in Kansas City. You go to the other one. There's probably there,
So I'm so thrown off by this answer that I choose to go the hem route, which makes no sense. Next thing I know, I look up, it's 8 minutes later and I'm trying on pants for a second time. Teresa's got me up on the step stool.
Yeah.
And I'm towering above just nothing but 17-year-old women. I'm just like, I'm so embarrassed that I'm here right now.
Is Teresa 17?
No, I'm just saying like the clientele of LuluLemon. Teresa's a nice older lady.
Okay.
So she's hemming me. She's like folding my pants. And she's like, are these I swear this is how she did it. Are these the shoes you're going to wear? And I was like, I mean, probably sometimes. I don't know. I was like, and I'm still like in a good mood. I'm like joking. I'm like, I have a lot of shoes, have a lot of pants. I don't know. They're all going to get they're going to get to know each other.
Some Jordan dupes.
Might get some CRZs. You probably know about those. And she's like, okay. And I was telling that story to Rachel.
She's like, are you sure?
You sure you want to go with these shoes?
Yeah.
She was like, that's a normal question of like, you're getting a dress for prom. Sure. And it's like, are these the shoes? I was like, I don't know. These are pants I'm going to wear for the next 10 years. It's so
I get what she's saying.
She's like, are these the shoes? I'm like, sometimes. She's like, Jorge, get over here. So now we're bringing Jorge in. I got 2 people at my feet. I'm wearing the wrong shoes.
Jorge's like in the bullpen, like,
you need a righty?
One more time, throws it, and then runs in.
He runs in with like 6 pairs of shoes in his hands to give me sample shoes. Jorge.
Yeah.
Bring some loafers, some low rise, medium, and golf shoes, Jorge. So Jorge comes out and he's like, "Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. It's a pretty, like, there's a big tongue on these shoes." And I'm like, "Sorry guys, I didn't know about this."
Well, that's your style though. You like those big tongues.
I don't know. I would have never said I like big tongues.
You do though. No, sir.
The shoes I'm wearing now, yes, there's a big tongue to them, but I think I'm just wearing Nike shoes.
I think all the shoes I can think of that you've worn, big tongues.
Huh? I would have never noticed that common denom.
Yeah.
I think I just like Air Maxes. I had no idea about tongue width. Anyway, but. So this is all
they're trying to figure out.
I'm like, and they're like, yeah, I think we need to take 4 inches off. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, good idea. Thank you.
Yes.
Good job, Jorge. Muy bien. Yo quiero 4 inches off. How hard is it?
Like, never could have done this without Teresa and Jorge working together on the step stool. No way I could have done this.
Yeah, I love that. Like,
on my own.
You know what?
I'm thinking.
Crazy idea.
Say it with me, Jorge.
4 inches off. Oh my gosh. I would be like, I would be very polite, but in my head, I'd be like, I know.
I know the thing.
Yeah, please just do it.
And so, sorry, I need to wrap this up. Then I finally get to the counter. I'm like, all right, so do I need to pay? It's like the same pant. He's like, no, you should be fine. Let me just bring this up. He's like, oh, this is kind of weird. I owe you, I don't know how you paid online. I owe you 48 cents. I was like, don't worry about it. I've been here long enough, and he's like, legally, I have to give it to you, but I can just give it back to the card. I was like, okay, that's great. He's like, answer your card. He's like, your card's not working. Can I just give you 48 cents? And I was like, I guess. And then it was like, I felt victimized. Like I had to walk out of there with change that I didn't want. So then I went next door to the Roastery and donated it to them.
Ah, okay.
That's where the Roastery comes into play. So the Roastery got my Lulu change. But yeah, I had to walk out of there with 48 cents, which felt like I lost money somehow.
Have I talked on the podcast about how I've been shamed recently at the Roastery? I told you, haven't I?
I don't know.
I think I
What
have.
happened? What happened? Remind me.
So, in my opinion, the Roastery has the best iced vanilla latte in the city.
Oh, I
it's
got
so good.
Oh, iced latte. That sounds good.
It's very good, dude.
Get some ice cream and Chick-fil-A.
You know what? Now you say it. Chili's does sound good round 2. Anyway, but I've been going there because there's one pretty close to Trey's house. So like I had a habit for like a couple of weeks where I would go there before Trey's. And I
should start doing that. Is it close?
Yeah, I mean 3 minutes. Everything's close to Trey's house.
I'd say.
Yeah. Southwest Boulevard.
Oh, great.
Anyway. And they have like a specific drive-through location where it's only drive. Anyway. This guy's like, hey, and they always ask like, do you want to tip the barista? And I always use Apple Pay. So like they have to like press the button for you. And so like first 3 or 4 times I went there.
Yeah, he like changed his tone as soon as you said.
Dude, yeah. First 3 or 4 times like different employees were like I just said, no, it's okay. Thank you. Because I think the latte is like $7. Like it's like an expensive latte. I already feel like I'm profiting. They're profiting plenty off me. And this one guy asked me, he's like, do you want to tip the barista? And I'm like, no. And he's like, you don't want to tip the barista for your latte? And like right before this, he was like, hey, what's up, man? How's your day going?
Just 180.
Oh, we got your vanilla latte here. Do you want to go ahead and tip the barista today? No, thanks. He's like, you don't want to tip the barista? And then I swear he gave me I was like, no, I don't think I do. He gave me my drink. He like looked at me and he slammed the door. Didn't even say, have a good day or anything.
That's
and
crazy.
Just turned around. And my goodness, the people pleaser in me, like I want to be like, and you know what? I've never tipped since. Yeah. Every time, dude. I always am like, yeah, let's go ahead and do 15%.
It got the best of you.
Yeah, that and I talked to our friend who was a barista and kind of explained some of the stuff and whatever. Like,
yeah,
it's just so hard because it's like I know that
$7
coffee is
for
not
ice
that
milk.
expensive. Yeah, it's not that expensive. Like they're making so much money off me already.
Yeah,
they should pay you more, not me. Like,
yeah.
But anyway, but now I can't get over it. So
I forgot. Yeah, I think you told us that story when we were making the coffee video. I don't think you said it on the podcast.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's funny you had that interaction because yesterday when I was at the Roastery, the baristas, we had such a fun interaction because right off the bat I was like, hey, how's it going? They're like, killer. How about you? And I was like, I love that answer. I was like, I was just at LuluLemon and I asked the guy, Jorge, I asked him, I was like, how's it going? He said, it's going. And I was like, and that is such a disappointing answer.
Yeah.
You were in customer service, liven it up for me, baby.
Right.
And whatever. So we're just being really fun. And at the end of this conversation, the baristas were like, you are funny. You should make TikTok videos. And I was like, you think? I mean,
You know, the TikTok fund's pretty small though.
$200 million.
Maybe I should make reels, right?
Reels?
Yeah.
And I don't know, what do you think? Quality wise? How nice are the lens?
They can tell. I know they can.
Maybe they can. Maybe they can.
That's funny, dude. You said killer, and this made me think of this. I know we got to wrap it up soon, but John Tyson, this Australian guy that was in Austin, Texas.
Hello.
Like, preacher. Yeah. Awesome, dude. He preaches in city of New York. Anyway, he's like, you Americans, you always talk about how everything in business, anytime something's going good, you're like, I'm killing it. I'm crushing it. You guys are so violent. He's like, you know, like,
how's it going?
He's dominating. He's dominating it. He's killing it. You know, whatever, like all these different things. And he's like, you know, I talked to one of my best friends. I'm doing such a bad.
That sounds good.
Accent. No, it's not. I could do better. I could do better. I talked to one of my best lads. No, I didn't say lads.
Mate.
I talked to one of my best mates out in Australia. He's making so much money. I asked him how he's doing. He said, I'm doing quite well. You know, like that's
I'm caressing it.
That's yeah.
I'm petting it.
But it was funny because like, especially Jeff Bethke is like the most like, oh, this guy's crushing it. Like he's killing it. Like
yes, kill, crush, kill.
Oh yeah, all these different things like that. And after you hear it, you will never not hear
Yeah,
it.
that's a
Like
good observation.
Trey is a big crushing it guy. Like
Mr. James.
oh, Mr. James literally would crush iPads. That was like
He
his
still
thing.
crushes things.
You know, like we're just crushing iPads. And yeah, it's just like once you hear it, it's like you can't go back.
Yeah, it's a good observation, Pastor.
So doing quite well versus
Oh, I did quite well.
I'm trying to think of, he gave one other example. Oh, like if your podcast all of a sudden got really popular overnight, what did it do?
It blew up.
It blew up.
That's a good one.
Isn't that funny?
That sounds like a Jerry Seinfeld bit.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you know, everything is built for right-handed people. You know,
Right.
you doing all right, whatever. And it's like left-handed people. It's like, you know, left-handed compliment,
Right.
yada, yada. And it's like, you go to a party. Where'd they go? I don't know.
Left.
They left.
Yeah. That is good.
That could be like that.
Okay.
Comedy show's going good.
John
They blew
Tyson.
up.
I'll give hat tip to John Tyson whenever I do that.
Yeah.
joke.
I wanted to do a joke like that. And I was like, I think it's too similar to Seinfeld. I wanted to do how we say like, I'm up for that and I'm down for that. Both mean the same thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of interesting. So I was writing this whole bit and then I was like, I think I would be stealing like a joke format.
Really?
So I didn't. Yeah.
Well, I don't have that stream, so I'm going to do it.
Okay. I know you need to get going because
Yeah.
Church, Twitch. Let's do reviews of the week real quick.
All right, I'm going to go first.
Kiro.
Shay Baby says, Zippa Zappa. 5 stars. The title of this review makes no sense, but it just felt right. I'm so glad I came across this podcast about 6 months ago. I'm a new podcast listener and I have 3 that I enjoy. I'd say this is the best one. Okay. Top 1 out of 3. Top 3, not 2. I enjoy it because it is clean, hilarious, and easy to listen to. Also, if they're Christian and openly talk about their faith at times. I don't like to think or analyze things when I'm listening to podcasts. And that's exactly what I don't have to do when I listen to Jake and Brad. I listen most of the time while I do my makeup in the morning. It's probably one of the best ideas I've ever had. I feel like they're my old friends from high school, and I've actually never met either of them, but simply left lots of comments on their YouTube page. Shout out to myself. It's Christina Shea 17. Oh, okay.
Shout out to myself.
Anyway, you won't have any regrets if you listen to this podcast. And if you do, well, I know there's some ghosties who wouldn't be very happy with you. God bless. Smiley face.
God bless. Okay.
Thank you very much.
That was really nice. I was trying to find, I know I screenshotted a YouTube comment this week as my review. I'm going to do one of each. They're both going to be short.
Great.
Soccer2474 says, this podcast has made me more organized. I was listening to episode 143 when Jake is talking about how easy it is to make your bed. I looked over to my bed and realized I hadn't made it in almost 27 days, which is a funny. Almost 27 days. I had almost gotten there. Almost 27 days. Keep up the good work.
You know, oh my gosh, it's been almost 27 days.
Almost.
Yeah.
2 fortnights. And then YouTube comment of the week, Janelle Miel. I love this.
Yum.
After last week and the whole make out, creator fund.
Yeah.
She said, wait, so instead of having people pitch in for a surprise banner for the next event, what I'm hearing is people should contribute to a $500 fund for Jake and TGR makeout sesh.
Oh my gosh.
Which is so
It's
funny.
getting too real.
Yeah.
You're like, oh boy.
Well, hey, take it up with Rachel.
Yeah.
You got to raise 8,000 for me.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't believe Rachel. I'll call her bluff. I'll give her $500. And I'll do it at my house. You two and me.
Catherine's out of town.
Uh-huh.
Have you guys
Hattie,
come over?
get in here.
Time you learned.
Yeah.
So you know if Tommy gets too close.
Personal space.
Dude, something I was going to bring up, but I was like, maybe it's too... Actually, maybe I'll just save it for next week.
Okay.
Because it was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, we need to get done with this episode. Brad, would you like to end this episode with a jingle?
I would love to, man.
Okay, I'm going to start playing it now.
Ooh-hoo-hoo!
The energy, dude. You kept that up the whole time.
Thanks, man.
Great work. Great voice.
Emily Schmidt wrote that one.
Schmidt's back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Schmidt stain.
Good jingle, Brad. Good writing, Emily.
Thank you.
Fun week. Thank you guys for listening to our podcast, watching our G Shorts videos, whatever you're doing, liking Else Custom Creations Instagram post, whatever.
Yeah, please do.
Brad, I bought Diva detergent this week. I'm going to tell you that.
Oh, baby. I'll know. I'll know the first time you.
It's awesome.
It's amazing.
It's awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're just balling out, baby.
I didn't even realize it was the detergent you had previously told me about like years
really?
ago. And then I was like, this is the one that Brad told me about.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Change your life.
Baby.
Hard to go
Concentrated.
back.
Concentrated. I'll
Yes.
say that.
We made that mistake the first time. We put way too much in.
I read the Amazon reviews, so I knew what I was getting into,
Good
but
for you.
still.
Because if not, then it's like, this is ridiculously expensive. And now it's only kind of ridiculous.
Just one ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys are using good detergent out there. Have a good week, you guys.
We love you guys. Love my family. You guys are awesome. See you guys. Bye.